2 hours, David. What precautions do you believe will be put in place if there are charges?
Well, what we've heard from the special prosecutor's office, because of these security concerns that they are going to only give us a few hours notice when they decide to have their press conference to announce what they plan to do in this case. And as far as George Zimmerman goes, if there are charges against him, and if he is supposed to turn himself in, he can do so anywhere in the state of Florida. It doesn't have to be in Orlando, where the news media will be watching for him. It doesn't have to be here in Sanford, where the news media is going to be watching for it. He could slip in just about anywhere in any jurisdiction and get this process going. So a lot of the security on the front end is just going to be by not keeping a lot of people in the dark. So presumably when Zimmerman finally has secured some identifiable representation here, whether it's the attorneys he had today or whether it's somebody else going forward, we will find out what they will choose to do to keep their clients safe.
To Dr. Janet Taylor, psychiatrist, joining us out of New York. Dr. Janet, weigh in.
Well, you know, speaking of the tensions, hopefully I think with information, cooler heads can prevail and he will be arrested so the evidence can be out, and that will keep people simmered down, because what we don't want is a bunch of people hurt and just to find the truth.
Well, you know, I appreciate that, Dr. Janet Taylor, that I don't want people angry at her, but frankly, I don't care if a lot of people get mad. What I want is the right thing. To Carter Eve, Trayvon Martin's former coach. Carter Eve, what do you make of this story that, hello sir, thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
What do you make of the story that Trayvon Martin circled back and went after Zimmerman? This after reportedly he's on the phone with his girlfriend going, I'm scared there's some guy following me. I mean, somebody was following me. I wouldn't circle back and pull the tail of the tiger. I'd get home and shut the door and lock it. That's just me.
I don't think Trayvon would turn back. Just being a coach and coaching him in Little League football. Even when we have situations where the kids get into scuffles on the field, Trayvon is not the type that's going to, once you tell him to do something, he'll do it. If Trayvon was nervous, Trayvon was trying to get home. That was his intent. After he got from the store and got what he wanted, it was raining. He was trying to get home. It was dark. I mean, anybody walking at night by themselves, your instinct tells you always you want to try to get to where you're trying to go quick. And
you know
if
what?
someone's following you,
Carter,
you're going to get nervous.
Something you just said really got to me, what you said about coaching him in Little League. And I think what people are tending to forget is that these are two lives we're talking about, Martin's and Zimmerman's. When you said Little League, I'm trying to get my little boy in Little League right now. I'm trying to get my little girl in soccer. And I think people are forgetting this was a little boy who went to Little League. Wasn't a little boy anymore. He was practically grown, but I just feel like we're forgetting who these people are.
Exactly, Nancy. And I mean, like I said, he was still a little boy, Nancy. I mean, this was a kid who worked the concession stand. I mean, you would usually find grown-ups working the concession stand. He still was a little boy. He was working the concession stand, helping young kids out. I mean, kid could be short. He'll give him the little candy. I mean, it was no problem for him. I mean, he always stayed in a kid's place. He never felt like young kids who say, oh, I'm 17, I'm grown. No, he always stayed in a kid's place. He never put himself as an adult. And I mean, just to know that this happened, it's a tragic story. And, you know, I know Trayvon, I coached Trayvon, and Trayvon had no mean bones in his body. I'm sorry, they can paint the picture they want to paint. Trayvon had no mean bones in his body.